Welcome to the edition of Farming Simulator 2013 Mod Mashup. Alright, this is the Overloader edition. So, let's start with the Overloaders. This is part of the Kinsey pack. Let's just go through the Overloaders I have. So, first off, we have the Agriliner TUW20. Holds wheat, barley, rape, which is canola, corn, and fertilizer. Holds 22,500 liters, $22 maintenance a day, and it costs you $22,500. We also have the JM87518. This is one of Duke Farming's overloaders. Hopefully it'll be available soon again in the future. Holds 875 bushels load capacity. I think it's about 34,000 liters. Unloads in about 2 minutes, so it's about 425 bushels a minute. That will cost you 34,300. We also have the Perard Interben. Not sure if it's Italian or French. This holds 25,000 liters. You need a horsepower tractor with a horsepower of 200 or more, $35 a day, and it's more of a transfer system and the most effective solution for harvesting cereals, supplying fertilizer, transferring seed. Self-powering ability means it's easily follow high output combine harvesters so that they can work at maximum efficiency. This will cost you $79,000. So overloads wheat, barley, canola, corn, fertilizer, oat, rye, sunflower, pea, bean, linseed to other trailers or implements. And we also have the Big Bear Ropa ULW build 2013. They suggest a tractor with at least 360 horsepower. It's for unloading sugar beets and potatoes and onions. And apparently it's Courseplay compatible as well. Don't know why we have that. These are the Kinsey carts. This is the Kinsey 1050 row crop grain cart. It's got the row crop tires on it. It holds wheat, canola, corn, barley, oat, and soybean. And corn again, apparently. Has 38,700 liters, or holds. And it unloads about 525 bushels a minute, I think it is. Yeah, 500 bushels a minute. And this will cost you $78,000. This one will cost you $72,000. Holds the same amount. I don't know why. I think it's the tires that make that one cost more. Otherwise, I think it's everything else is the same. And there's the row crop tires, flotation tires, or the soft wheel track version of it. Otherwise, they're all the same. And those are all the overloaders we have. So I already have a tractor set up with the Kinsey here. So let's take a quick look at this one. Harvest Commander Kinsey, it's called. Tracks look all right on it. Pretty solid. You can't do anything with this on the outside, but you can put the tarp on from the inside, which is good. Looks good. So like I said, you have a tarp. You can put the tarp on or off. And as you can see, this actually moves back and forth, which is kind of cool. And looks pretty good on the inside too. Does it work with Courseplay? Let's find out. So there is a option you can use. You can use Courseplay as an overloader, which is what this might. Sometimes people call these things overloaders. So I already have a course set up. Sorry about that. I already have a course set up for overloading. So we're going to go ahead and see if it works properly. And it's just starting up its course right now. I don't know why it's starting there specifically, but decided that was a place to start. So what it's going to do is it should go and go to the combine and unload. So we'll see if it actually unloads as it's supposed to. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. So let's hop into the combine and just request a driver. There we go. So let's see if it actually unloads into this. It should. But we'll find out. Doesn't have wither tires or anything like that. I don't know if there's any kind of trailer that does have that, but No wither wheels on the tires of the cart. Let's see if it holds corn. Does it work properly? Yes, it does hold corn. This is good. This is what it's supposed to do. So it's going to overload the corn from the combine there. And this isn't really the real test. The real test is whether it works perfect, whether it works like it's supposed to with Courseplay. I'm only going to do it with these one Kinsey trailers because they're all from the same mod author. But all right, so we'll set it to drive now, and it should theoretically drive the course and overload accordingly. So you do need a pretty powerful tractor for these particular overloaders. They are pretty big. I don't think they actually suggest how big a tractor you need. No, but you need like a 350 horsepower tractor, somewhere in that range, because you are carrying quite a bit of grain in this thing. All right, now it should unload automatically if it's Courseplay ready. We're going to find out in a second here. All right, and the nice thing is actually it does have a really nice unloading sound, which is pretty cool. It actually sounds like grain hitting metal, which is pretty cool, actually. The one thing I did notice is you actually can't move that pipe up and down, which I kind of discovered, which is kind of annoying. You can put a pipe light on, which is nice. I don't know if you can hear that sound or not, but it's got a nice little grain type sound with it, which is kind of cool. Also tells us that Courseplay is controlling the Kinsey cart, which is also pretty neat. So it does work with Courseplay as intended. This is fantastic. All right, let's go try it with another overloader to see if it's functioning properly. So here we have the Agriliner. This thing holds, like I said, 22,500 liters. It only costs $22,000. I believe this suggests you need a tractor that has 200 horsepower as well. So it does have a tarp as well. It rolls open and rolls closed though, which is a bit different. You can open up the pipe there as well, and you can actually move the pipe up and down with J and N. So you can move it down if you want to, or you can move it up if you want to. Apparently there's blinkers, and they actually work, apparently. No, apparently they don't want to work for me very well. But it does work, so they say. Alright, let's see if this one works with Courseplay as intended. Let's just take a quick walk around. So this is the Agriliner by Kroger. Holds fertilizer as well as grain crops. Not a bad looking model. You can walk through the drawbar, or the hitch there a little bit. PTO. Other than that, it's pretty solid. Let's go see if it works with Courseplay. Alright. I know for a fact it does because I've used this one before. But this is for your sake. Alright. Set it on Courseplay. May have to adjust a little bit. And the cool thing about this is if you adjust this where the pipe goes, it'll actually go back and set it there next time. So this is a much smaller overloader than the Kinsey cart, as you can see. So I'm going to have to adjust the truck here a little bit. This is the Peterbilt day cab, done by Lazy Mod Studios, if you're wondering. So I'm going to get this combine to request a driver, and then just let him do his thing. And the driver should go over there and pick him up, and he should unload him accordingly. So for each course, for each type of overloader, you kind of have to record an individual course for each of them using Courseplay, specifically because the different sizes and the way they open up and whatnot. Like the Kinsey cart just opens up and it's really far away from the tractor, whereas this one you can kind of adjust it a bit more. But if you adjust it on one particular course, it'll be the same for that same way for other courses. So you'll need to either always leave it the same way or adjust it once and always leave it at that particular level. Alright, so let's see if he works as intended. Let's see how it fills up. Looks pretty good on the inside. Looks like there's an auger in the middle there. Yep. Alright, so if it works like it's supposed to, in the overloader section, it should just pick up this grain. Let's see what the grain looks like. It doesn't have wither rails on the trailer, which is good. Alright, let's see what it looks like when it fills up. It's going to be driving through the corn. There you go. Does fill up, does accept corn, which is not surprising. Has a nice little fill animation there as it fills up from the bottom first and goes out to the sides. This is good. Only holds 22,500 liters. So it's a bit of a smaller overloader, but it will work perfectly fine for that class there. The class only holds 12,000 liters, I believe it is. So if this is set up properly, I'm just going to hop in the truck here because I have a feeling I'm going to have to adjust where the truck is. So that overloader is going to go and unfold its auger, and then it should, crossing your fingers I suppose, it should just unload it appropriately there. Alright, let's just see. I'm going to increase his speed a little bit. I have to wait all day for this. There we go. So I'm going to back up this truck and then move in a better position so then I can be in the right spot for when that tractor needs to unload. So he should start unfolding soon. So that's the overloader point, so there it unfolds. And if I was where I was supposed to be. Let's see if I can put this truck there where it's supposed to be. There we go. So there it unloads. So that it does work, assuming you have the truck in the right spot. Excellent. And it does have a bit of a, go pretty far away from the truck, or the tractor. So there you go. You can adjust the height, like I said before, which is nice. So if you want to lower it closer to the truck itself, you can do so. Or if you want to pull it farther away, like it was there, you can do so as well. Alright, let's fold that pipe back up. And try the next overloader to see if it works. Alright, so the next one we have is the JM overloader. This one's done by Duke, I believe. And this is a nice one as well. You can unfold the grain plane, or the rain plane they call it. So check this out. This one actually, if I remember right, it unfolds it. Yeah, there it goes. It unfolds like that. How cool is that? That's a nice little feature that was added. So you can unfold that, and you can fold the pipe out, which is B. And you can also adjust where, I think you can adjust how high it actually is too. No, it's not what I think it is. So what you actually adjust is this little thing in here. You adjust where it directs, so you can direct it further away or closer to where you are. You can't adjust the actual height of the arm itself. Alright, now this particular overloader is a bit heavier than the other ones. I know this because I've used it before, so you need to have an appropriate tractor. So let's hop into the combine, request a driver again. This one, when it's full, it does take a long time to unload. Because it is, I think it takes like a full 2 minutes, which is long enough for your combine to be full again, basically. Alright, so it should be somewhere around here we need to be. Alright, now it should pick up the grain, not a problem. But it's a nice looking model. It's got flotation tires on it. It works, it seems to be functioning properly so far. even has the hydraulics there. They actually go into the tractor, which is pretty neat. Alright, let's see if this works properly. Should accept grain. There we go. It's going to slow down there. Alright, now he should accept grain here, and it should be not a problem. Excellent, look at that. So there it goes. It does accept grain. Looks like it fills up from the middle and then goes up and over like it should. That's nice. A bit like the Agriliner a little bit, except it has a nice little grain plane, or a grain plane, has a nice little rain plane, so it protects the grain from the rain should it rain in the map and you want to protect it. I believe there are some mods out there that will actually protect, if you harvest anything in the rain, it'll actually you can harvest in the rain, but you'll take a hit on the yield and whatnot and the quality. I've never found it, but I've heard of it. It's like the great white buffalo sort of thing. Alright, so our overloader should be coming back this way, and theoretically it should unload appropriately. Now same thing with this one. If once you set up the where the position of the overloader arm, the auger, then it takes the same position every single time. Alright, so let's try and position ourselves here. Make sure we're in the right spot. Because like I said, each overloader is different, so you make sure that you're in the right spot for that particular overloader. So that's the overloader spot for that one. Now if I can get close enough, it should unload. But apparently I wasn't there in time apparently, so it didn't want to unload. Let's just take a little tour around here again, and then we'll try my second time at this to make sure it works as it's supposed to, at least. This particular truck is a bit of a slow truck to start off, but once it gets going, it's fast. Alright, so there we go. That should be good. Somewhere in there. Let's just see. So it's unfolding the arm. I'm just gonna back this up. I have a feeling I'm not in the right spot still. So once you actually set up a course, it's fine, but usually you don't change the overloader every single time. You usually keep the same overloader and only change like once in a while. Whereas in this situation, I have a whole bunch of overloaders. Alright. So there it goes. It's unloading appropriately. So it works the way it's supposed to. This particular overloader does take its time. I know that for a fact. But it seems to be working, which is excellent. Just going to let it unload there a little bit. And then we'll try the next one, which is the last one I think we have for grain at least. So that's the JM overloader. That's a Duke modding one. As I mentioned, you can't really get that one anymore, but I thought I'd show it to you. And last but not least of the grain ones is the Perard, or Perard, depending how you want to pronounce it. In French you'd say Perard, without pronouncing the D really. But in English you would say Perard. Alright, so this one has a different style arm. Instead of it going and folding out, it folds out of the side here. Let's take a quick look at this. This is the Perard one. There is a more realistic version of it, but I don't have it. This is the standard version. Looks pretty good. Alright, so you can toggle the pipe light, which is shift left. So there it is at the end there. Move pipe left, move pipe right. Oh, wrong button. There we go. So then you can adjust the pipe where you want it to be. So you can have it there. You can move it down a little bit. Or you can just fold it all away. A bit different than the other ones there. So if you use this one in game, That's something you need to pay attention to, because if you decide to try and use it and you forget the way it works, it will come back and give you the butt. Oops. Alright, so let's see how this one works. You should be fine. Now, is it going to be okay to unload? Probably not. It's probably going to run right into that truck. So as I mentioned, it's going to be a little different for every single overloader, because they all are slightly different. So this overloader, probably need to move it away a bit from where you're actually going to be. Just because it, instead of it folding like from the top, it folds from the side, which makes it a bit more interesting. Alright. Here's our Fent. Let's see how this fills up with corn. Excellent. Oh, it's a bit different actually. It's a bit darker in there, it looks like. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but has a different looking graphic to it a little bit. I don't know why, but there's like, if you look right in the middle there, there's like a, I don't know, a fold it looks like almost. Alright, let's see if this works appropriately for the unloading. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but you never know. I believe this one was done, I forget who made this one. But it's from one of the guys who does the FS-UK stuff. Alright, so let's take a look and see how he gets on. Now the one thing to take into consideration is this one does fold out from the side, so it's going to like basically just swat your trailer if it's not in the right place. Which I have a feeling might happen. So I had to move my trailer away a little bit, but it does function, and it may be too tall even? I don't know actually. Alright. Oh, interesting. So that one actually doesn't seem to work appropriately with courseplay. That's interesting actually. So the arm should have folded out like that, but it didn't. So this one actually apparently doesn't work with courseplay. I know it unloads properly, mind you, but it doesn't work. Doesn't seem to work with courseplay very good, or very well, I should say. All right, let's put the charge on. There you go. It does unload, but doesn't seem to work very well with courseplay. So that's something to take into consideration. So if you play with courseplay a lot, you may run into problems with this particular one. Interesting. I'll let that. I'll let that try one more time, and I'll pick up another tractor, because I don't know if that was the mod itself or something else. Alright, so we got a case here, so let's pick up these Big Bear here, and we can finally pick up a beet harvester. This is the last one we have. Let's pick up this. No more space. Okay. Looks like we have lots of space here, but I guess we don't. So I'm going to pick up this Big Bear beet overloader and onion overloader apparently. Alright. Oof, jeez. I think I might change maps for these mod spotlights, just because they always park the trailer with the tongue basically facing that direction, so you're stuck there. This is the... Ooh, those look a bit funny. Yeah, looks like it's a bit low res in there. Anyways, otherwise, looks pretty good. The Big Bear. Yeah, those tracks look a bit funny. Alright, what can we do? Working position. Let's put it into the working position. Transport position. So this is the working position. It keeps it straight up. Let's see if we can actually buy a beet harvester now. Apparently we can't still. Goodness me. So let's sell a couple of these Kinseys. Maybe we can buy it now. Sheesh. This time? I don't get it. There's no more space there. about this one? Apparently we can buy that one, but we can't buy the other one. I don't get it. Alright, so let's set this guy up on his way. Make sure we have some harvesting going on first. Also, this is... we could do a little spotlight on this too. Because this is one of the harvesters I missed. This is the Perard beet harvester. This is one of the featured harvesters on Mod Hoster. And you see that little thing that came up there? When it flipped up, that's one of the problems I have with it. Otherwise, it's a very nice model, otherwise though. You can set it so it crabs, you can set it so it articulates, you can set it so it's just the front tires. Lots of different options. And the one thing I don't like is that little ladder goes up and down all the time, so if you are beside something, then you will definitely hit something. And that's the other problem I have with it right there. See that? That's from this header. I have no idea why they're there, but they are. Make sure you unfold this first, because if you fill it and it's not unfolded, you'll run into problems. I thought I had sugar beets over here. Maybe I don't. Sugar beets. 2. No, I guess they haven't grown yet. Well, let's try and fix that then. So this is the... I'll just fast forward here a little bit further, just so this all grows properly. Let's make sure it's day first and not foggy. There we go. So this is the Perard, Homer Perard. A couple of nice things about it. So you can set it like this. You can also, there's a bit of in-cab stuff, so you can set the offset steer on the right side or the left side. You can unfold a conveyor from here. You can turn on the harvester, activate all-wheel steer, fold harvesting unit, activate synchronized steering, auto steer. Lots of little different options you have in this. So let's hire a worker, set it on its way. There we go. And where's our case? Let's make sure our case is doing its thing. Alright, here we are. Alright, so it's in the working position. Let's see if we can get this sucker to unload properly. So this might be, so depending on the size of your beet harvester, this overloader might be a bit large, just a bit. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna find, this is a bit of a smaller harvester that we have over here. So let's see if this works properly. Is it gonna unload? Oh, yeah, it still looks like it's alright. So there you go, it does fill up properly. I don't know why it's turning there, but it's turning. So let's just do a little courseplay course here. And then what we'll do is we will turn around and then we'll drive right along this line right here. And then we'll set a waiting point right there for the overload point. And then we'll drive straight along here, like so, and then turn in here. Alright, let's set that to an overloader, and let's set that to the Homer, and see if it works properly. The other thing you need to know about this Homer is that it does leave marks on the ground. Like back here, for example. This is from the Homer Perard. So it does do that, which can be a little annoying, depending on whether you're like that or not, I guess. I think we need another truck in a second here, so we can test this out. Oops, I went the wrong way. Alright, so let's get the bullnose. That's fine, and we need a tipper. Let's get... Sure, no, let's not get that one, it's too big. Let's get this one. Alright, so let's see if we can get this to work properly with the overloader, the Big Bear overloader. It did say it was course play appropriate or functioning, but that's not always the case. Sometimes things don't always work as they're supposed to, as I'm sure we're all aware. Alright, so let's set this guy up here and see if the Big Bear actually unloads the way he's supposed to. There we go. And let's not hit the person. Let's set up this truck where it's supposed to be. It should be right about here. Somewhere right there. Alright, so let's hop into this Perard here and request a driver. And let's see if the case actually does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so it's coming by. And he's totally too far away. I don't know if that's the case's fault or not. Whoops. Not sure if it's whose fault that one is, but oh well. So let's just let him realign himself here because he's totally not gonna make it from that side. Didn't have enough space to line up, I guess, or something. There we go. So let's see if he works like he's supposed to. He's gonna drive behind the combine, then eventually he'll get where he's supposed to be, which is right beside him. He'll take his time. Don't know why. Oh, there he goes. So there he goes. He's going up beside him. He's a little too close. I don't know why he's so close. But it's working appropriately. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, kind of. Alright. Let's get in this silly thing and... Apparently that's going to drive all over the place. Let's get this out of the way. So as I said, it does... Whoa, 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 whoa. Sheesh. Apparently you can walk right through that thing. It does leave little marks here. So this is the case. Now it should come around here and overload like it's supposed to. And we're going to find out in a second if it does do that. Oh, we're way too close. Alright, so let's see. Alright, let's try that one more time, because he was way too close. Our truck was way too close, at least. So, let's maneuver him a little bit more and see if it works properly like it's supposed to. Alright, so that's a bit further away now. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you're using this Big Bear as an overloader, make sure you keep it far enough away when you are overloading, because that arm lowers down quite a bit. There you go. And it's overloading appropriately. There you go. It works. Works with course play. Alright, so that was our mod mashup for today. It was the Overloader Spotlight. My name's Ian Robson. This is Farming Simulator 2013, and I'll catch you guys later.